What's up, weirdos? So, apparently, I suck at uploading and doing those kind of things. So, this episode of I think the third time I've tried to do this now, uh, you're getting it outside while I'm at a nondescript corner and there's construction and stuff around. So, hey, you guys enjoy that. But, can't say that I never don't put in 100% effort, Brian. So, I'm doing everything I can. So this is going to be a fairly short episode. I will be giving you the picks for this week on the week 8 of the NFL season, and hopefully, some dude doesn't go walk by and scream weird obscenities. Because I mean, this is Philadelphia. You never know what's going to happen next. So, you know, sorry guys. This is just it's been a weird last day. So. Just to fill you guys in on the total picks, Brian is up on me amazingly. I don't know how he's doing it this year. He's been making some weird ass picks, but that's just how the NFL has been. So, my usual steady pace of just increasing ground on him um, is failed this year. So, I'm only a couple games behind, I think like 5 games behind him because he had such a terrible week last week. So, I'm hoping for that again. But if not, I always have my backup of winning the main bet. If the Seattle Seahawks have a better record than the Pittsburgh Steelers do this year, then I will do the last show topless. And, vice versa if we switch it around. So, if the Steelers can have a better season, Brian will do the show topless. And currently, I'm winning that. So, that's what happens when the Seahawks are 3-3 and the Steelers are 3-2-1. And I'll be getting more about the Steelers and the Browns later on in this episode. The rematch. Can not tie, for the love of God, please. So, let's do some quick picks. Have my paper. Okay, so Thursday we have the Miami Dolphins. They're going to be at Houston. Miami still sucks. Houston still sucks. They're both probably not going to make the playoffs. But I'm going to have to give it to Houston on this one. They do have a slight edge on it. Then we move on to the Sunday games. We have Philadelphia Eagles versus Jacksonville. Philadelphia has been very up and down this season. It makes no sense. They have a stacked team. I don't understand why they're doing it this year. Maybe they hate me. Maybe I'm a bad influence on the city of Philadelphia. We don't know. But regardless of that, I still think the Philadelphia Eagles will pull this one out. Jacksonville has been kind of on a weird up and down, downward, mostly lateral slide this year. So with that being said, I'm going to have to go with Philadelphia on this one. Then we have the Jets taking on Chicago. The Bears been surprisingly good this year. I think that's kind of one of the more bigger things. The Jets, still the Jets. So I'm going to have to go with Chicago on that one over the Jets. Now we have Tampa Bay going to be playing at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's lost the last 2 games of the season. They lost to Pittsburgh and then they lost Kansas City pretty handily. I'm going to forecast that this is a downward slide for Cincinnati. They're going to become the Cincinnati of old. They're going to start crapping all the games. The Steelers are going to start winning, and then we become AFC North champions once again. Calling it right now. So, Tampa Bay, you must do your thing and beat the crap out of Cincinnati, or at least just by 3 points. 1 point will be just fine. Tampa Bay over Cincinnati. I'm going to call that the upset of the week because I don't think anyone else really sees that coming. Next up, we have Seattle at Detroit. Seattle's coming off their bye. We all know what Brian thinks about Seattle. But we all know what everyone else thinks about the Lions. So it's going to be hard to not pick Seattle on this one. I'm just going to have to go. I think they're going to be able to pull it out. I don't expect a high-scoring game. I'm going to say it's going to be 17-14 Seattle. How about that, Brian? I hope you appreciate it. Next up, we have Denver at Kansas City. Denver, who amazingly pulled out a really good defense last week, and they scored a crap load of points. and I hope you guys can hear all that lovely noise. Let's go with the Kansas City Chiefs are going to continue hammering everybody. They're going to beat Denver. That's just going to happen. Get used to it. Next up, we have the Washington Native Americans at the New York Giants. The Giants are a big pile of steaming crap this year, but I still think they can pull it out every once in a while. This is going to be one of those games. I think the Giants will put it together. Maybe not silence all the Eli critics, but I mean, it'll be a nice game for Eli. I'm just going to say it. So Giants over Washington. Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Do you guys really need to know the answer to this one? It's going to be Pittsburgh because we're on a roll and we're slamming people down. And it's not going to be a freaking tie. We're not going to miss 8 freaking field goals and ruin everything. And my God, if we have a record of 3-2-2, I'm literally just going to quit on the season. I will. And can't do it. Steelers got to win this game. We can't be worse than the Browns, for the love of God. Please. So, Steelers over Cleveland. Next up, we have Baltimore at Carolina. Baltimore been hanging in there all season long. They're always a tough team, despite all of their setbacks that they have, and terrible, horrible people that they have, and horrible coaching, and horrible fans, and horrible everything. So, therefore, the Ravens will be horrible as they play the Carolina Panthers. So I'm going to go with Carolina on this one. Indianapolis at Oakland. And Oakland just doesn't care anymore. They're getting rid of everybody. It's going to be Indianapolis. That's an easy one. Green Bay Packers at the LA Rams. Man, the Rams are really tough this year. They're just steamrolling through the AFC West. They're above and beyond above a lot of teams, but the Green Bay Packers have Aaron Rodgers, and I cannot vote against that. And Aaron Rodgers is a deciding factor. It doesn't matter what he's doing, what size knee brace that he has on, he's going to win these games. And holy shit, that truck is loud. I'm right next to a construction zone. That makes everybody feel any better. Green Bay Packers over the Rams. The crap game of the week, the garbage heap game of the week, the San Francisco 49ers at Arizona. I'm going to say Arizona just because the 49ers, for all their hopes and dreams that they had, pinning it on Garoppolo, did not fall through. They kissed a frog hoping for a prince, and it turned out to be an even uglier frog. So, with that, Arizona over the 49ers. New Orleans at Minnesota. This game's going to be a 110 to 107. And there's going to be no defense, and everyone's going to be just scoring touchdowns. If you have any players on these teams in fantasy, I would play them this week. It will be a very high-scoring game, and I think Minnesota will edge it out. So, with that, sorry, Drew Brees, Minnesota's going to sling it off. Last, New England is playing Buffalo. That's an easy one because Buffalo sucks a big giant pile of buffalo bison guano. I can't remember what they're called. Cow cakes? I don't know. Whatever. New England Patriots are going to shoot them and eat them and do everything else because they're the Patriots and everyone hates them. So that's just what happens. Now, those are my picks for the week. And I think Brian had some picks. Do we really care about Brian's picks? Because he didn't care about my picks enough last week to even tell anybody what they were. And so I was a little sad. But I will not be like Brian. And I am a better person than he is. And so his picks of this week. I don't know why I zoomed in. That's just what happens. My arm is getting tired. And I am not going to do this for that much longer. So Brian's picks. Seattle. Of course. Jacksonville, Houston, Chicago, Cincinnati, Kansas City, the Washington Native American, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Indianapolis, the Washington Native Americans again. I think this is how Brian has been getting ahead of me, is that he puts the same team in there severally twice, trying to think that he can slide it past me, and that if Washington wins, then he just gains extra points. And I am onto your system now, Brian, and I will be backtracking everything you've ever done just to make sure you're not a big filthy cheater. And then for to round it out, we have the Rams and the 49ers in the Crap Heap Bowl, New Orleans, and the New England Patriots. And once again, I am sorry for having to do this outside, but I didn't want to give you guys nothing. So, with that, make sure you follow the Geek Dad Report on Facebook and Twitter and here on YouTube. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Big Bruiser. Yep. So there you go, guys. Have a great rest of the week. Watch football, and don't forget to stay nerdy. Bye.